everybody, and welcome to our first ever stream of the Villain Challenge. Tonight's villain shall be the Lady of the Night herself, Nightmare Moon. Now, everyone else is still getting set up, so I'm just going to run through as many of the special cards for this event as I can. So, to start with, we've of course got, very special main character. You might notice a few strange things about this. Like, I don't know, it's two colors. It just, gives you an extra 2 AT every turn. And you get an extra card every turn. It's got an ability on the front side. Lots of interesting things going on here. So, and of course, this is just her front side, of course, and she gives all her troublemakers villain, which means they will frighten everything, regardless of if they're epic or not. They have villain. And they have their total power tripled. Now, the reason for that is because this is a 3 versus 1 event, and the troublemakers wouldn't really do terribly much if they had their printed power, because there's 3 players, they could easily overcome these troublemakers, right? Now, Nightmare Moon flips when you have 2 troublemakers. I think this is fitting, right? Nightmare Moon would be a control main, right? So let's look at her flip side real quick. So that's the flip side. You still gain the extra AT, you still gain the extra draw, and your troublemakers still have villain and their total power tripled. And then, you get more points if your opponent players control no ready friends. Now that means if they have 0 friends, or if all of their friends are frightened or exhausted, right? So you might guess she's a control main, and she likes to score points. So, okay. So things are very obviously weighted and heavy in favor of the villain so far, right? We've got very, very powerful main. Point scoring built-in, repeated point scoring going in, or repeated point scoring on a main. That's just very solid. In addition to the extra resources gained every single turn. So what can the challengers, the 3 team, do against this? How are they possibly going to beat this? Well, let's look at their special card that they get to start with in play. It's a resource. It's called, whoops, not that. It's called the Spark of Friendship. So you start with this in home. It's not Twilight's Epiphany. I know it looks kind of similar, but it's not. It will never leave play. It will never lose its abilities. And yeah, you might notice that activated ability has an interesting cost. Yeah, you pay 6 points. Points. You don't normally pay points. Points are things you acquire and then they just sit there, right? No, here you pay 6 points and you get to put one of the 6 different element friends into play from a discard pile or banish zone, and you can only do it once per turn. Any challenger can use it, obviously. We don't want to just restrict it to one player because they're a team, and whoever can best control that element friend should be the one who gets that element friend, right? So, now here's the thing. Why would you want to pay 6 points? You need 15 points to win, right? Well, not so much. See, to win the villain challenge, at least for this particular villain challenge, it's not intrinsically true for all of them, but I think the Commentary Magic's goal is to make this true for all of them, is the challengers don't win by getting 15 points. They win with some special circumstance. In this case, the goal for the challengers is to get all 6 element of friends out. Hence this. Now, you might notice 6 times 6 is 36 points, considerably more than the normal 15. So, yeah, they need to score a lot of points if they want to win this. Meanwhile, Nightmare Moon only needs 15. Like I said, the challengers are going to have to work for this. But, keep in mind, there are 3 of them. It's 3 versus 1. They're going to be acquiring more AT and more cards per turn than Nightmare Moon. On turn 1, they'll be getting 6 AT amongst them and 3 cards, to Nightmare Moon's 4 and 2 cards. So, Nightmare Moon will be a little burstier, but with some effort, or with some coordinated effort, the challengers should be able to overcome, get those 36 points. Now, this main and this resource aren't the only special cards. The other major thing is both problem decks are also provided for the players. There is a villain deck, and there is a challenger deck, both of which are custom made for this event and specifically for Nightmare Moon herself. When we do other villains, if we ever do, and spoilers, they are planning other villains, they will have completely different problem decks. This is where the variety is going to shine. The problem decks and the main. And of course, the preset deck that we have. Like, you can change those decks if you ever take these home yourself, but this is our recommended deck, and this is the deck that we're going to be using for the event. Every single Nightmare Moon deck is identical. I'm not going to run through that for you guys, so that's going to be a bit of a surprise for you, and it will definitely be a surprise for many of the people at the tournament. So, yeah. So let's look at the first problem, okay? The stars will aid in her escape. This is Nightmare Moon's starting problem. You'll notice these confront requirements are a little non-typical. Nightmare Moon only needs 5, while the challengers need 20. Again, they need 20 because, naturally, it's 3 versus 1. So 20 is effectively a little more than 6 per player. If it was 21, it would be 7 per player. So, yeah. Now, this starting problem, when it becomes solved, keep in mind that is, after a face-off in this case. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure that every card that can replace problems or manipulate the problem deck in any way has been banned, so no snips and snails, nothing like that. So, when this problem is solved, Nightmare Moon gets a free Nightmare Moon. And this might come as a surprise, but there might be 1 or 2 Nightmare Moon cards in that deck. 1 or 2. I hear we have a few Nightmare Moon cards that are okay. So, pretty basic. 1 bonus problem. Fair starting problem. What's her next problem? Whoops, not that. She's gone! This is 6 power for her, 3 purple and 3 wild. And keep in mind her main is 3 purple and 3 blue. Or, well, 3 purple blue. Like a normal standard multicolor friend. So she's got that 3 purple part covered pretty easily. And, when you play a troublemaker, you may banish a non-unique friend. Ouch! Right? Well, only if you play the troublemaker there, but still, that is 1 AT to banish any non-unique friend, period. Now, fortunately, they have the ability to make at least 6 unique friends. So, they'll have some definitely guaranteed friends. But on the other hand, they're going to have to be careful with what they play when this problem's out, because I'm sure Nightmare Moon can think of a few problems to her plan that she would not mind eliminating. 24 on the challenger side, that's 8 per player. Of course, each player can contribute more than their fair share, should they need to. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. The night is dark and full of terrors. Oh, I love the art on this one. We need to get this on an actual card. So, 4 blue and 4 purple Have you guessed the color combination that Nightmare Moon's going for here yet? It's very subtle. You might not catch it. So, rules text here. First time each turn, one or more friends become frightened, you may draw a card. Now, remember, each turn means on both players' turns, and it doesn't care whose character is whose character is being frightened. Even if it's Nightmare Moon's friends being frightened, she gets to draw cards. Yeah, she might draw a few, especially with all her troublemakers being villains. She might draw a card or two, assuming this problem shows up. So, let's move on to the next one. Now, some of these are duplicates and some of them are singles. I can't remember which ones are which off the top of my head, I'm afraid. So, that'll be a surprise for the folks at home. Back in Black, the Shadow Bolts. Yeah, why don't we have Shadow Bolt cards yet? So, 3 blue and 3 purple. Challengers have 20. This is a 2 bonus problem as well. So, when you lose a Troublemaker face-off, your characters here, all of them there, gain competitive 3 until end of turn. Now, it doesn't even have to be a Troublemaker face-off at this problem. Any Troublemaker face-off. And if, for example, the challengers beat 2 Troublemakers in one turn, that's competitive 6. They might not want to face off against a team of competitive 6 characters. Ugh. I know I wouldn't want to. Let's move on to the next one, and you'll like this one, folks. How tastes your fear? 4 blue, 2 wild, 1 bonus, 24 for the challengers. You may pay X action tokens less to play your first friend each turn, where X is the number of frightened friends in play. Can you guess the theme Nightmare Moon's going for here yet? It's not sunshine and puppies, kiddos. It's not hugs either, warm or otherwise. Nightmare Moon might frighten a friend or two. 1 or 2. Yeah. Let's move on. Stand back, you fools! Yes, we haven't heard that one in a long time now, have we? A 0 bonus point problem. 3 blue, 3 purple. When you move one of your characters to this problem, you may exhaust that character to move an opposing character here. So, you remember, Twilight Gallagreater who can drag friends to a problem? Yeah, that's basically what this problem does. There is some use for this, especially with all of your troublemakers being villain. Just move a bunch of characters here, drop a troublemaker, and watch the carnage. Might want to, watch your step. And we've got one last problem for Nightmare Moon. And, it's, nope, two. I'm sorry. I've got one more after this one. The night will last forever. Unique friends and resources lose and can't have abilities. 0 bonus, 5 for Nightmare Moon, 20 for the challengers. Gotta love that flavor text. Yeah. So, Pile of Presents does nothing. Those element friends that you're going to be bringing into play, they do nothing. A few other key cards do nothing. Yeah. Might want to get rid of that problem as quickly as you can. But not if it's going to flip into this last problem. You can already see a preview on the screen. What does that infinity mean? Eternal Night. This problem starts on the bottom of your problem deck, no matter what. This card is revealed to the challengers at the beginning of the game. And why is that? Well, let's read that second line. When this problem enters play, your opponents lose the game. That's right, this problem instantly wins for Nightmare Moon if it shows up. That's quite the problem! I mean, it's a problem that you can't solve. The night will last forever, my friends. The night will last forever. So that's Nightmare Moon's problems. What have the challengers got on their side? Is it good? Is it bad? Who knows? Well, we've got Twilight and Spike. Oops, little further. Twilight and Spike, Summer Sun supervising. This is their starting problem. When the challengers confront this problem, they may look at the top card of a problem deck and put it on the top card or the bottom of that deck. Okay, so maybe you can manipulate the problem deck, you just can't solve it. I don't actually remember what they decided to go for the bans there. But yeah, 10 for the challengers, 7 for Nightmare Moon. This is actually more fair for the challengers than it looks, because keep in mind there are 3 of them. That's slightly more than 3 per player. Well, that's not too hard. And every time you confront that, you can look at the top card of a problem deck and put it on top or bottom. Now you might want to not modify the opponent's deck, because keep in mind, if too many problems change, game over. Game over. Let's move on to the next one. So Twilight, do you trust Applejack? Well, yeah, I think she does. So, 1 bonus problem, 6 non-white and 10 of any color, including white. If one of your friends would leave play, you may exhaust your main character instead. That could help, especially with that banished problem we showed before. If both of these show up at the same time, Nightmare Moon's not going to be very happy. Of course, she'll probably, challenge or banish the same thing multiple times in a row if she has a lot of troublemakers. But, at least you get that first one for free. So 1 bonus, 8 for Nightmare Moon. Should be fine. What's next? You might be able to guess a theme here. Giggle at the ghosties. Yeah, good old Pinkie Pie. When you confront this problem, you may unfrighten one of your friends here. Seems fair. No bonus, though. 8 non-purple, 8 wild, and 8 wild for the opponent. Pretty straightforward. What's next? A gift given freely. Good old Stephen Magnet and his marvelous half stash and half rare detail. So 6 non-orange, 10 wild, 1 bonus, and 10 wild for Nightmare Moon. Or sorry, 6 not orange. That's what I said. When you confront this problem, you may pay 2 points. Again, you can pay points. What craziness is this? If you do, choose one. Search your deck for a resource, reveal it, put it into your hand, or put a resource from your hand into play. So now, do all 3 players get to do that? I think they would, right? Well, each one would if they paid the 2 points. I mean, if you want to pay 6 points, I guess you could do that. Kind of crazy. Next on the list is a dash of loyalty. Yeah, wonder where they got that one from. So 6 non-yellow, 6 wild, 2 bonus, and 6 wild for Nightmare Moon. When one or more of your friends becomes frightened, you may pay 1 to move another one of your friends. Yeah. So that should be able to help fight Nightmare Moon's theme a little bit, right? I think so. Moving on, we have Little Act of Kindness. So 10 non-blue. Hopefully we don't have a lot of blue players. 5 wild and 8 wild for Nightmare Moon. 1 bonus. Got Manny here. While you have at least 8 points, opposing troublemakers here lose and can't have abilities. And that includes the villain, keep in mind. So, yeah, you might want to have at least 8 points when this shows up. Just confront. One more. We've got Dangerous Gambit. Twilight charging at Nightmare Moon. Wonder who's going to win that battle. Can't wait to find out in the show. So, 8 not pink, 10 wild, 0 bonus, 10 wild for Nightmare Moon. The first time the challengers confront this problem, that's the first ever, they may pay half their points rounded up. If they do, they get a free turn. Free turn! We've only ever seen that before in blue, and, you know, that's a main that has that. Woo! Here's the thing, though. You know, unless you only have like 1 or 2 points, I don't know that it's going to be worth it considering how many points you need to get. But, you know, it's there. It'll be interesting to see how people use that. And we've got one last problem. Only one. And I can't even get it fully on screen, so let me fix that. The welcome party. So 15 wild for the challengers, 8 wild for Nightmare Moon, 2 bonus points. And at the start of your turn, you get to put a 1 power unicorn friend with prepared, a 1 power earth pony friend, and a 1 power Pegasus friend token with swift into play here. That's a lot of free power. 3 power every single turn. Is that for each player? That's 9 that can't be for each player, right? That's insane. Well, I don't know the wording or the ruling on this. Like I said, I've been very, very loosely involved with all this. So anyway, that's all the cards. And, you know, Nightmare Moon is bringing her own deck, custom made for this event. The challengers get to bring their decks with a few ban lists. You know, in addition to the normal Harmony, there's a few more banned cards. Is that an ore? It is an ore. Okay, fair enough. As an ore, that's, I think, one per character. That's probably fair. Three power per turn. That's fine. So yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, the challengers get to bring basically anything they want. Grandpa's says that any deck is viable. You know, aggro, farming, control, whatever. Probably not going to see too much combo because, you know, this is a 3-player thing and 1-person combos not going to be very much fun for the other 3 people involved. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see a crazy 3-player combo deck. What? I have no idea. Well, you know, 3 decks, but you know. So, yeah. Are you guys excited, folks? I'm waiting for an answer, even though I know you're not going to give me one. Not verbally, anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited. Grandpa's is super excited to set this up. I don't know who he has to be all of his villains. I think they're going to have several challenges and through the night. And we're going to have what? I believe there is a special prize. I don't know what this is, but there's a special prize for the first 4 people to beat Nightmare Moon. Do you think it can be done? Do you think anyone can beat Nightmare Moon despite 4 teams? I don't think so. No one's going to beat Nightmare Moon. I mean, she's the mistress of the night. Or is it the lady of the night? Queen of the night? I don't know. She has a lot of night-related titles. So, Toon Boy, I have no idea how many people are playing this yet. It will, you know, like I said, they are still getting things set up. For all I know, they are still taking up signups. I am just here to entertain you all until they are good to go. When will that be? I have no idea. So, yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm out of stuff to really say. No, yeah, it is supposed to be the first 4 teams. That was me misspeaking. Lunatic. So yeah, what else can we talk about? How about some trivia questions while we wait? I've got a few. Let me see if I can load them up for you guys real quick. See if you guys know. I don't have any co-commentators to answer, so it'll be up to you guys. So here's my first question for you. Here's my first question. Besides the main 6, there are only 3 characters who've had a friend in every major set. You know, that I'm not counting Rock and Rave, Celestial Solstice, Generic Fixed, whatever. You know, the 7 major sets, right? 3 characters have been in all 7 as a friend. Who are they? Let's see if you can figure it out. As a hint, there is... actually, what hint can I give you guys? Well, there's something in common with all of them, though there are some significant differences with all of them as well. Oh, what? Granny Smith. I don't think that's correct, but I might be wrong. You might have stumbled upon one that I'm not aware of. Final sight, it is in fact not the entire CMC. There is Sweetie Belle's first appearance was in Canterlot Knights, and Apple Bloom's first appearance was in Crystal Games. I'm pretty sure it's not Octavia or Vinyl either, but I will double check on all this. Let's look up Granny Smith first. Granny Smith does, in fact, have 7 cards. But she skipped... No, she only has 6 cards, yes. She skipped Canterlot Knight, so Granny Smith does not fit the bill. Good guess, though. She was in all 6 other sets. Well, how about Octavia? Octavia, we have a Premiere. We have... No, we don't have her in Premiere. Wait, I thought we did. I thought her Ultra Rare was Premiere. Or am I misremembering who that Ultra Rare was? Oh, no, yeah. That's her Ultra Rare, yeah. Premiere, Canterlot Knights, but no Crystal Games, again. So, close, but not quite, not quite. Yes, Granny Smith was in Canterlot Knight. She was not in the Crystal Games. However, you guys did get one. You got Scootaloo when you said the CMC. Celestia is correct. She is one of the others. Luna is not correct. She was not in Premiere. Even if you count Nightmare Moon, who was in Premiere, and I don't count Nightmare Moon as Luna, her only appearance was as a troublemaker, not a friend. And Spike is the other correct answer, yes. Spike, Celestia, and Scootaloo. They all start with a S sound. Interesting. To my knowledge, there are no others aside from the main 6. Though there were some close calls that I was not quite aware of. I do know Vinyl had no appearance in Premiere, though. Her first appearance was her Ultra Rare in Canterlot Knights. And in fact, it looks like she missed this most recent set as well, Marks. So, good job, guys. You figured that one out. I'm going to check real quick, see how far we are. Looks like Ponka should be joining me soon as well. I'm not sure quite when, but he will be able to help commentate on the villain challenge here. But let me see how people are setting up. In the meantime, let me give you guys another trivia question. This is a pretty simple one. In fact, it's almost too simple, but I'm going to give it to you guys anyway. True or false? For every single non-fixed Celestia is of rarity rare or higher. And if it's false, point to the false ones. Like I said, pretty simple. Only 2 real guesses here. No word yet about what's coming back on, if they're ready or not. I guess they're all just busy setting up. So, you can continue looking at this welcome party for a while. There's a lot of ponies in that picture. I wonder why. Curse Cord says it's true. Does everyone else agree? I'm betting you're all just whipping out Ponyhead and looking up Celestia, aren't you? That would, in fact, give you the answer. I mean, an uncommon in AD is, in fact, correct. However, there's also one more uncommon Celestia. Her other one was in Camelot Knights, actually. Not very many people remember that one. This is the one that when she comes into play, you can, I believe, ready or unfrighten a friend. Yes, Princess Celestia, Bringer of Light, 4 cost, 2 rec, 3 power. When this card enters play at a problem, you may unfrighten or ready a friend. Pretty easy to forget that card exists, to be perfectly honest. But aside from her and Fair But Firm, they are all rare or higher. Luna, meanwhile, has 3 uncommons. She has Nightmare, which frightens something when it comes into play. She has Sandmare, which exhausts something when it comes into play. And she has a uncommon main, technically. The one in Rock and Rave. Not really an uncommon, but, it's got uncommon as a rarity. So, looks like I have some word back about what's going on. Let me look at that. Okay. Theoretically, it should be up. Let's see.
Hey.
Hi. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, it's streaming.
How many turns?
Hey. Okay. Looks like it is in fact streaming. Cool. Look at that. 3 versus 1. 3 versus 1.
First, if we could get 6 power there, maybe.
Who is our villain, Cheese?
So we've got Grandpa's playing the villain here.
Okay.
And on the other side, Grandpa's playing the villain here.
Hello, everyone.
And on the other side,
Why don't we have everyone introduce themselves?
sorry about that. Okay. And yeah, so you guys can introduce yourselves.
Sonic Swirl, Pink Tornado,
And Richard Owens?
There you have it.
like a pony name.
Bromley on IRC if I'm ever there.
It was Brownlee.
It's Bromley the Brony.
Brownlee. Saying it wrong.
The volume's a little low. Can we, not quite catching the names of our challengers here.
Very good.
Any chance we can get a better volume?
Sure, we will be
Yeah, testing that. It should be up now.
ready to begin here.
Yeah, testing that. It should be up now.
I also have that
All right.
Lula Fine with the
Can we have our challengers
Big Mac
introduce
and
themselves
everything
again,
says
in case
Brony,
anyone missed it?
like the brawny towel.
Oh, okay. Is he wearing a plaid shirt?
Yes.
That is amazing.
He would like you guys to introduce yourselves again because the audio was way too low.
Okay.
Okay, is that swamping us?
Yeah, maybe. So I'm gonna turn it off, so that's fine. It was more to kill time in the meantime.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Grandpa's.
I'm
Hello,
Sonic
Grandpa's.
Swirl. I'm Pink Tornado.
I'm Richard Owens, aka Brony. Bronley. Now you've got me saying it.
AKA Brony.
I'm a brony. You may have heard of us. We're on the internet.
I am from the internet. Let me be your guide.
I'm from the internet, and I'm here to help.
Okay. Yes?
Okay, so our challengers have introduced themselves.
Scootaloo.
Looks like we have Scootaloo, Octavia, and Applejack herself. Can these three take down the might that is
We've already rolled for who's
Nightmare
going to go
Moon?
first. We
Let's
won
find
the roll.
out.
We're starting player.
Since I believe most of the viewers will have seen your link, whatever, we're good to go. All right. Good enough. Let's get things started. Go ahead.
Looks like they're going to
Take your first
start.
turn.
All right. Ready phase.
Pinkie
Ready.
Pie will be, or Ponkapo will be
Cards,
joining
gain
us
action
shortly.
tokens, return,
Oh, are you already here?
and don't get to draw a card.
Okay.
We're going first. And then troublemaker phase. Nothing happens. Then main phase. Do whatever you want. I'm going to. This turn, it doesn't really do much of anything. I don't want to frighten stuff right away, so I'm just going to go ahead and pay 2 to move up to our own problem.
To our tech staff, we've got a bit of an
And then I
issue
think we
on
wanna go ahead and
the
progress to score phase. Score nothing.
problem there.
Progress to
The problem deck for
phase.
Nightmare
Our hand
Moon.
limits
It's
are good. home
very,
limits are
very
good,
truncated.
And end our turn.
Yeah, it's you can't really see any of it really.
4 action tokens.
Well, you can see it, but all you can really see is the
Draw 2
bonus
cards.
ball. Bonus
There we go. Much nicer.
Yeah, that works much better.
Like, you think he's got the right.
This problem is running away from these main characters.
We will do this. We will play a Starlight
The Lady
Glimmer
of the Night be thinking.
to the Stars Will Aid in her escape for 2 action tokens.
Starlight. Starlight.
And then I'm going to
That's not Nightmare Moon.
spend 1 action token.
It's not even
And I'm
Luna.
going to
Not even
play
close.
a
But she was a villain at some point.
to this card's problem.
Oh dear. We've already got a
Then
troublemaker.
I'm going to pass the turn with 1 action token remaining.
I'd like to read.
Sure.
So,
Troublemakers
for those who
have
don't
+2
remember,
power,
this
doesn't
Starlight
have to be
gives
here.
+2 power to troublemakers.
Cutie mark this card. When this card.
Yeah.
And can
good.
cutie mark to put
Play
in a
face
free
up
troublemaker.
anywhere you want.
To clarify, because of how dependent modifiers work, this modifier will apply to Troublemaker's power before their power is tripled by Nightmare Moon being there.
Okay.
So that means
And
+6
reread
power
your
if
abilities.
you caught
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
folks.
Let's see. Extra action tokens and cards. Your troublemakers here have villain. Okay, so it's not just all of them.
Right.
Okay. And your total power tripled. Okay.
Okay.
So it does have a reason to move. Okay.
Pass
Your
turn.
turn. All right. Ready. Action. Draw.
See now, Curse Card, that is what I told everyone to do. They should be playing Discord Crystal. and
Sonnet
Nightmare
Scroll
Moon.
is
That's
playing
what I told everyone to do.
Applejack.
I did
King
everything
Tornado is
in my
playing
power.
Octavia, and Brony is playing Scootaloo.
I would like to get 2 white out.
Sure.
Any preference for
Oh,
this
it's
one
just
versus these?
the one drops.
Because then we can upgrade them for sure.
Oh, one thing I didn't discuss.
Of course he did.
I'm gonna pay
The
2.
villain deck
when
is
you
actually
play 2
75
copies.
cards, not just
Okay.
I'll be
your
good.
normal 45. Because
Okay.
she's drawing 2 extra cards, or she's drawing an
score
extra
phase,
card a
nothing,
turn.
and
We
phase
needed
nothing.
to make the deck bigger.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I can see that.
Draw 2 cards. All right. We'll uncover a Nightmare Moon, Mistress of the Dark.
There's a Nightmare Moon. There's glare there, but if you saw it briefly, you saw that it was just the 0 bonus 5
I am
power
going
one that removes
to-
counters when... No,
And it actually has
dismisses
6 power.
a frightened friend when it's uncovered.
Do you mind?
No, that's fine.
Oh, now we can see it. Awesome.
Then
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure they just did that to put the extra
Spend-
power there, but,
there
you
we
know.
go. That's
Yeah,
more thematic.
well, it still
And also
serves
better for the
purpose for helping us see it.
Yeah, it
I'm
still
going to
helps
spend 2
us.
action tokens,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm going to Cutie Mark, Starlight Glimmer, so that I can put a Troublemaker from my hand into play face up. I'm going to put
Uh-oh,
that face
there
up
comes another
right over
troublemaker.
here.
What it's gonna be?
Wild Manticore. And
With 6 power.
now Nightmare Moon flips, because all she cares about is having 2 face-up troublemakers.
Yep, that's a pretty quick
Then I'm
flip.
going to spend 2 action tokens.
That's a
I'm going to
18
move.
power Wild Manticore.
Nightmare Moon.
Up, stand still.
Okay, that's fine. So Nightmare Moon will go back home.
Good night.
And I'm going to save my 1 action token. And I'm going to move to my score phase responses. Okay, I'm going to move to my end phase. At the end of my turn, I control 2 face-up troublemakers. Nightmare Moon has been turned over. Because I passed the trigger window on this, I will not gain points for you two having no ready friends. Okay, I passed the turn.
Alright.
And already she just gained 2 points. Grandpa's just stole 2 points because Octavia and AJ have no ready friends.
A decent start.
6 plus
Yeah.
extra flips. What's the ability on
With
that?
Troublemakers
flip
in
an
front of
extra
both
card during
problems,
face-off.
Scootaloo hasn't flipped, Octavia hasn't flipped.
1, 2,
Applejack
3,
can flip
4,
right
5
now,
currently on our side.
but she'll go.
versus
Someone will go
6
home.
total.
Yeah.
But we get 3 flips versus 2 flips.
And at that point,
It's
Yeah, 3
worthwhile.
power.
they still have to get rid of one of these troublemakers in order to start accelerating the game, because Octavia and Scooter will need to flip.
Each of you who has a character
Oh
involved
no!
would send
To be
one.
fair, Nightmare Moon isn't at that
Alright, I think we should go ahead
problem,
and
so the Troublemaker isn't
Okay, start the face-off.
tripled.
Okay.
Applejack flips.
So
Sure.
it's only a 6 power,
Go ahead.
but 2
Flip
flips.
2, no chaos.
Okay, so you are at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Okay.
15
Now it's
versus
a
4.
5 and a 7. So that's going to be 6 and 7 is 13 plus 5 is 18.
Oh, looks like the challengers still lose.
Okay. Does anyone have any other responses?
Alright.
Those are pretty good flips.
Do I?
Yeah. So there's a Rutherford that could get +2. If you scare that, but he doesn't have the 4 wreck. He only has 1 wreck.
What?
That's a side.
Yeah, so you won't be able to play that this turn.
No.
Okay. Every sigh I'm going to view in the worst possible light now.
This is unfortunate for the challengers. If they could have busted through, got that 2 free points, then they would have been able to confront, flip both their main, all of their mains this turn.
I don't think there's anything I can do.
But looks like they're stuck.
Yeah, take the loss.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna take them at least.
No barrel through on the Applejack player. That's unfortunate.
Card goes bottom.
Oh, do they all have to send a character home? Oof.
Yeah. That is the wording.
I'm
So-
assuming Scootaloo and Rarity are still there at the problem then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
so Nightmare Moon, things are looking good for her right now, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Fluttershy Reformer makes Nightmare Moon very sad.
And next turn they probably won't have another stand. Well, they might have another standstill, but he also have plenty of AT to go through it again.
Wrecked by absolute
Yeah.
Discord mains.
So that's gonna be a triple powered whatever it wants to be placed at.
Nightmare will go to Score Phase, not confirmed there because that's still in play.
I'm
So-
gonna spend 1 to play Rainbow Dash growing up and 2 to key marker.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
fine.
so that's another friend.
Here's her cutie marker.
So that's
And here's your power counter.
Okay. Sounds
so
good.
won't be
go ahead
scoring
and take
3
2
points
to
off of
marker.
Octavia anymore.
There.
Still going to be scoring 3 points off of AJ.
Power counter as well.
3 for Granny Smith.
There, and there's Granny Smith. That will
You
solve
can
that
mark it with just
problem.
1 power counter. I remember it's got the
For
modifier.
now, anyway.
Okay.
And 1 for Zapdos.
Okay.
I counted as bonus.
And
May I
now
see
it's
Zap
Zap Apples. So that's,
That was your flip.
That was your flip.
yeah, assuming Nightmare Moon doesn't
Exhaust this card.
go to that
From your discard pile
problem,
when
they've got a chance at beating
Sure.
this.
You have no cards in your discard pile right now? Okay.
That's basically what
Although, I guess no
have a ready
cards in
friend now?
discard pile will affect that a little bit.
Yeah.
All out of 18.
So it's in our main phase.
So essentially just keep Fluttershy.
Score phase?
Yeah, score phase. I don't think we score anything. End phase.
Then
Done.
we get 2 and then I activate her.
So yeah, if
We'll gain 4
so,
action
I
tokens.
think this is actually
Draw 2 cards.
the exact same Scootaloo deck we saw in the finals. And I know it's the same player. I'm just assuming he hasn't changed it up any. Which means until Scoots can flip, he has no way of playing blue cards.
Hold on. Are you going? Okay.
And those are some large power
Well,
troublemakers.
that's the next question. Okay, you already know what that is.
Which
So
might be
I'm going
about to
to-
become even larger.
Spend
Yeah, Nightmare Moon triples them.
Yeah, I know what Inspired does.
2 action tokens
See.
They're the
Is that creature catcher?
If you're
to
going to Inspired, that means you're skipping the Troublemaker phase.
That is
place
Scootaloo
Scootaloo
Creature Catcher.
over to the source will aid in her escape.
We skip that then.
Okay.
Then we won't inspire.
Because,
Bad idea. Yeah.
Scootaloo is Big on defying authority.
Troublemaker forfeit.
Clearly.
That costs me 2 action tokens. I'm then going to. You have how many cards in hand?
So Nightmare Moon can confront that problem.
Sure. I will try to move Nightmare Moon up to this problem.
Okay.
Any standstills?
Okay.
No standstills.
I will move to my score
Now
phase.
villainous, but it's already face up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Score phase.
So
Responses?
that
Okay. I
Manticore
will
is
confront this
now
problem for 1
what?
point.
18 power and flips 2 cards. I don't think they're going to be able to bust
And I
through
will
it
pass
this
the
turn.
turn. Let me check hand.
No,
3,
definitely
4,
not.
5, 6,
Would
7.
you even bother trying to challenge?
No,
They
you,
have
you
to-
can't.
Yeah.
You know,
Ready.
you've got that 3 power Applejack at home too. You know, you want to get as, you know, maybe get a card in your discard.
Where are we at?
Challenge is the word we're looking
We're at
for,
10?
and we're at.
We're at 10 power.
10 power versus 18 and 2 flips.
I submit that we don't challenge.
They've decided not to challenge. That looks correct.
18 and 2 flips.
Yep.
I'm
18 in 2 flips.
18
not
and. No. I have 18 power there currently on the
Okay.
Troublemaker.
Now?
And 2. Huh?
Because
6
Nightmare
power
Moon's
of
It's
Nightmare Moon's up
triples
there.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. So no, we don't challenge.
so they're in a bit of trouble. You know, Octavia can't flip. That might be
Okay.
denying
We
her
got this guy.
white. Scootaloo can't flip. That's almost certainly denying him blue.
Move
AJ
one.
has flipped, so we've got orange
I will
there.
point out
but-
that I had showy. Did you pay extra to move?
But AJ hasn't ramped
Oh.
up at all.
Yeah, the showy.
Do
So,
I want to move up again to be able to put more showy later? Yeah, there's nothing more that he needs to really move.
They could frighten that Starlight, but that won't help unless he, you know, she's Nightmare Moon will just ready her again. Oh, can't play the vote anyway. Don't have the second blue.
Yeah.
Oof. What do they do? What do they do?
We've literally not dealt with it. Okay. So
When he defeats it, it's going to gain him 2 points.
we're going 3 on.
No, villain. It's
Yeah, they just really need to get through at least one of these troublemakers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
so its total is 18.
Until
plus
then,
2
they're
flips.
Yeah, and his flip is
And
much higher than ours.
His
They're not
flip
in a good
maybe
situation.
average is 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your 3
So
flips
it's essentially like 28-ish. Okay.
burned down.
And our averages are mine probably around 3.
Now,
maybe
do keep in mind they all get to flip a card, so that's 3 cards they can flip.
3-ish, and around 3-ish.
Yeah, about 3.
Okay. So we
But
got 9.
still, they are
plus
10
flips,
down. You're not going to
plus
make that up in
currently
3
10 here,
flips.
is what you said?
No.
Especially
no.
when they have
We
2.
need to like
Yeah, it's 2. So they only get 1 extra flip
power,
effectively.
8 to 10
Yeah,
more
you can't.
power
You're
to
not going to.
think we can defeat
Like,
it.
unless they all flip
So,
7s and he flips like 2 2s.
I can get
I'm pretty sure 2 of those. I'm pretty sure. I know
4 more
Scoots is
power.
aggro, and I think Octavia is probably aggro as well.
Mhm.
And those usually have low flip averages.
They typically do.
challenger, so I can get 5 power.
So basically, the
So I might as well do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay 2 to play Dance Fever
Oh my
over
god.
here.
Okay.
Okay, there's a Dance Fever.
And
So the cards get to go on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
then I'll get 3 more up
especially
there.
because I really don't.
We gain.
There's AJ.
And Octavia has moved up, so they've added
I think we're all
6
at
more
18.
power,
So we're at 3.
Enter.
Yes.
and they're
Score
done.
phase, end phase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each of
That's
us
fine.
get 3.
They should all still have 1 AT, because they should...
I will collect 4 action tokens, and then we'll draw 2 cards.
Oh, I think Nightmare Moon didn't get those points that first turn because she flipped that turn, and the trigger is also an end turn trigger, so it'd already been too late. So Nightmare Moon was only... Nightmare Moon only has 1 point right now.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Problem.
Truffle!
When an opponent moves a character, I may exhaust this card to gain 1 action token.
With 3 opponents, they might be moving some characters every turn.
Yeah, it's effectively 1 free AT a turn.
Token. Well, at least it's only once per turn.
There wasn't anything there.
And now I'm going
You never
to.
know.
Now, what are the confront requirements
Spend
on
2
that
action
problem
tokens.
again? I don't remember.
You
Let me
have
look
to
that up
look
real quick.
Nightmare Moon Deep Darkness to this card's problem.
Okay.
Oh, Deep
Ooh,
Darkness.
And that is what's the ability on that one?
Opponents, or I'm sorry,
It
players
is 7,
can't draw
and
more than 2 cards.
they
per
now
turn.
have 7.
Okay.
So this is a DFO.
Really run into a problem with that, as far as we know on these decks.
I'm going to move to my score phase.
What's your total at that one now?
7.
Where you need.
7.
Alright, well, that's gonna blow up both problems.
So Good news is those troublemakers are going to go away. Bad news is they still haven't flipped 2 of their mains.
Yeah.
Don't have any blue entry.
I didn't realize. I didn't know.
They
this is
might win the face-off.
I hadn't read this.
They do have a lot of power
It's
there.
amazing.
That's true.
Alright.
And if they do, Applejack gets bigger.
All right.
Do what you got.
And I
Confront
that
step?
Granny Smith will get bigger too.
Confront step. And a face off.
Front. Get a point.
So I'm at 3 points currently. Let's go to a face off. I only get to flip 1. That is
Tantabus,
a Tantabus.
but they had no AT.
So all players will lose all their action tokens. I have no action tokens.
Neither do we.
Neither do we.
Cool. That was the single most useless time for that card to ever be flipped.
Bye, Tantabus!
Alright.
Your reign of terror will not be
I know
seen
this card
here.
is banned.
That's a bad
Somebody
card.
who can see all the cards over there, add us up.
10, 13, 14, 16.
16 power? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
25 total.
So I'm counting 16. I've got 3,
3, 6.
3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
And the 3 flips.
Huh? Plus flips? Oh, right. You get all your flips. So you absolutely crushed me because I have 16 with my flip.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. So
Alright.
You don't just get to magically discard their
we'll win the
flips,
face-off, which will
Grandpas.
be
Sorry.
1 point.
Anything
So
else?
the challengers do win. They get a point, and they get some diligent counters. One on the Granny Smith, and
I'm not touching.
wait, or is that the big Granny Smith? I can't
Okay,
tell.
and flip this card to go to the bottom.
No, that is the
and
big Granny
then,
Smith. So 3 on Granny Smith, 2
solve
on
step.
Applejack.
All the cards are sent home. Nobody was moved, so the thing doesn't go off.
So at least,
Now I do have a
they got
trigger here.
a
As
minor,
these problems go to be
minor
replaced.
advantage
When this
out of
problem
that.
becomes solved, I may search my deck for a Nightmare Moon card,
But,
reveal it, and put it into my hand.
I think things are still
Confront
going
this problem,
according
then
to
we
plan
look
for
a
Nightmare
while, it
Moon
never
here.
happened.
So far.
We get little act of kindness. 10 not blue. Good thing I don't have any blue entry.
16.
When you have at least 8 points, opposing troublemakers here lose and
But what I remember, the problems only get worse for
or while you have.
on the villain side.
Yes, the villain
15
problems
total on
are
our side to confront
much
versus
worse.
20 on our side to
Oops.
confront.
And one of you just got a decent amount of...
Got 1 point, right?
Your flipped card should
Not,
be
not a flipped card. That is the card I'm tutoring up with the Stars related Hardscape. And I have
very similar at this angle.
Yes, they do.
Munchkin for Munchkin.
Would anyone like to cut?
Holding every item all at once.
Power next turn. What?
Final sight. No, they do not share
I am
requirements.
at my
And
home
Toon
limit. This
Boy,
problem will
yes.
change, and my next problem
While the
is going to be
challengers have to
the
play
Night is
by
Dark and
harmony
Full of
rules,
Terrors,
villains
which says
don't
the first
play
time each
fair.
turn, one or more friends becomes frightened, I may draw a card. Okay. But I am at a hand limit here, so I need to discard something.
So
and
that-
I'm going to choose to discard a.
Nightmare Moon's cards are actually playing against themselves right now.
I'm going to discard a.
The
snake.
Nightmare Moon Deep Darkness means he can't draw more than
And I
2
will
cards
pass
a
the turn. We are
turn.
now gaining,
His main makes
or
him draw
you
2
are
cards
now
a
gaining
turn,
3 action
so his
tokens
he won't be
per
getting
turn.
extra
Ready.
cards off of his problem because his Deep Darkness.
Yeah.
Unless something gets frightened on the
We're
challenger's
obviously going
turn,
to be moving
then he
at
can
least
draw a
one
card.
character, so the fact that
Yeah.
any of us are moving is moved.
Which
He's gonna get it.
most likely would not happen, but you never
So we
know.
need to try and get 15
I got
up
4
there.
power.
And I got.
Yeah, my breeze is the problem.
So they're trying to see how much
If I
power
do
they can get
one
there.
for my Scootaloo,
Moving Granny Smith is
then that's all I
6.
can do.
Putting
If
AJ's
I
counter
move
would
my
make that
Scootaloo later,
8.
hoping that I can at least. But then, right now, I could get 5 up there.
I can do 11 power.
And I can get 5, and you can do 4.
So why don't you
Okay.
create this is
If I do my Scootaloo, 15 is enough. That's all we need,
Yeah.
so I can just move my Scootaloo.
Alright, so
All right, I pay 2 to move Scootaloo up.
Those are not frightened.
You want to take the next one?
They're mains.
I'm going to transfer Applejack's power counters
Or,
to
I
Granny
mean,
Smith.
play. In
So
one of
that
them.
is a big Granny Smith.
I'm going
Hopefully she doesn't get frightened anytime
Spend
soon.
1 to move Rainbow Dash, who has Swift.
Probably will end up being friends at some point.
So let's see, how much is that right now?
4, 5, 6.
That's 8,
11.
9, 11. So they need 4 more.
Yes.
That's 12.
Bailout.
Sure.
Exhaust Nightmare Moon.
I need you to discard another card first.
How much AT do they have? They have
Oh, they're getting the extra 3 from bailout
Go
to
ahead and
discard a
leave your,
card
discard
just
pile
to
a
use
little
Zap
more.
Apples.
Okay.
I like that.
I don't really have
Yeah,
a good
that's
place to put it.
that's fine.
The clutch plays.
On Nightmare Moon. I'm sorry, which one?
Your main.
My main? Okay. My main has been exhausted.
And
and,
Grandpaws is not used that truffle,
sorry, you guys
despite
were
the fact
taking care
that
of
4
everything so
characters
quickly
have moved.
That I missed the opportunity to use
Yeah.
truffle. So
And he
that's-
just pointed that out.
I will banish one of these cards to give Granny Smith +3 power.
Sure.
And now they have 15, which will flip those mains. This is
That
exactly
plus
what the
3 power
challengers
until the end of the
needed.
turn.
Forward is
So we'll go
Score face.
obscene
press for
power.
1.
Yep.
And that lets him,
There you go.
yeah.
Mains are online.
that lets
Turn
Scoot
fire.
move some free friends,
All right.
too.
Yeah.
And I think that's yep.
Oh, but
Gain
they
5 action
forgot.
tokens.
Oh, well.
Draw 2 cards.
That would have been nice to have moved that Shoei,
Nightmare
though.
Moon will not ready.
Use a little bit. Sorry.
Scoot's ability.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
forgot. May I back up and use Scoot's ability?
Sure. That's
Lots of
fine.
things.
Okay, so they're letting
Okay.
I understand.
Nightmare
Alright,
Moon
you already have
maybe
15
the
over there,
Mistress
more
of
than
Evil,
15
but
flipped.
doesn't mean she is not compassionate. And is allowing Scootaloo to move some friends.
And Dance Fever here as well.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. So now there's Shoei over there.
No problem.
And
Right.
they have 2 points.
So let's go ahead.
Keep in mind, they will need a total of 36 minimum to win this
5
game.
action tokens right now.
Which is a lot of points.
That is a lot of
So
points.
let's go.
Says this is the same, so we can ignore these.
Twilight Sparkle.
And they also have to be careful of how much.
Twilight Sparkle?
And Darken Full of
Twilight.
Stars. And I will use her ability
That's not Nightmare Moon
to
either.
switch my deck for a Troublemaker and put it into play face up. So I'm going
10
to
hard
switch my
enough.
deck.
You might be not
So, do you think this Troublemaker is going to have Nightmare Moon in the title?
I wonder.
I mean,
First
we've
option
seen
there.
some that don't.
First option.
No, they're just,
Yeah, that's the one I was expecting to happen.
yeah.
Second option versus either.
No, he said third option.
A third option?
People are going to start discarding.
Wait,
That's great effect when you're playing against 3 opponents.
Yeah. Little unfair.
I'm going to search for a
Well, at least it didn't make them discard all their hands.
Yes, that would be brutal.
face up here. This is going to block both halves of the problem.
Troublemaker phase, nothing.
And it also
Then
didn't
I'm
frighten
going to
white
attempt
entry
to
for
spend 2 action tokens and
Scootaloo.
move my main character.
Indeed.
3 action tokens.
So now that is a 21 power Nightmare Moon.
Start of your main phase.
With villain and villain. 2 villains, neither of which mattered.
Which signal? Oh, the
Double.
And paying for that Shoei again.
And
Oof.
then I'm going to pass my turn. And at my end phase, I will discard a Rainbow Dash Zap.
Bye, Zap.
No.
Oh, that's
Nightmare Moon has enlisted several of the main 6.
Pass the turn.
Oh, right, that is not a 21 power Nightmare Moon. That is a 27 power Nightmare Moon.
Plus 2 to her.
Even more hard.
So.
I don't think
That's not possible.
I don't think Grandpa's is going to be able to beat that very easily.
Actions at 3,
It's gonna
right?
take them quite a while.
Before that,
Draw.
I'm gonna use
And then
hasty.
Sure. During your ready phase, go ahead and use
Curse
Hasty.
Chords, I actually like that team too. Celestia, Luna, and Twilight, yeah. How about Celestia, Luna, and Cadence?
And during the ready phase, I'll go ahead and use that so we don't have
Like
a chance
maybe-
of discarding it.
But then you have to be playing Cadence, man.
These are.
Well, you've got Shining Armor Cadence.
I guess you can count that.
An action. Draw. We're still in the ready phase.
If you draw
I'm sorry about the minor tech.
on your pass,
difficulties
or
here,
no, there
folks.
is a
Not
at
much
the
I
end
can
of the
do. I
ready phase,
think that's just because they had to stretch things to account for the fact that they have to
assume
show
we're
4
gonna
people
try
on
to-
stream.
Well,
Hopefully this will
what's
be
the
back
total
on.
power?
There we
right
go.
there?
27.
We need to discard first.
27.
Unless you have another hasty.
Well, I don't. I have
He
that.
does
It's
that.
hasty, but I'm not sure if I should go ahead and use. No.
You have another hasty as well.
I don't think I have like a
Oh, yeah.
card that has
That's
cost requirement.
really good. Yeah.
You do have.
I'll do that.
If it's the
Or I could do both.
There are blue 3 cards.
And I don't believe you have the
No,
opportunity to
I don't
do
think I
both.
have enough blue. I don't have enough blue. Can't do that one.
Okay.
But you could do both because it's worth until
I drew twice already.
both pass.
So it's
Your
resolved.
resource is also really alley.
Yeah, I know what you're looking at.
Now, as a reminder to everyone, some of you may have shown up late and missed that special resource that the challengers have. That resource lets them spend 6 points
this turn, do you think?
to put
So-
an element friend into play.
But
And they need to
it's
get
better
all
have it
6
in play
element
than
friends
have
in
it
play to
possibly
win the game.
discarded. So
You
I'll
should
go
have
ahead and pay 2 and place cybernetic wing actuator on my rarity growing up at home.
Sure.
+3. And
like,
then we move to our troublemaker phase.
Looks like the
Everyone agree?
stream froze.
Discard.
Discard.
See if
Yeah,
I can-
moving to
oh,
troublemaker
there we
phase.
go.
That's part of the troublemaker phase. Okay, beginning of our troublemaker phase, we discard a random card.
Random card. If you all just shuffle up your hands, I'll just pick whenever.
5, 6. Card nearest me is number 1.
So yeah, so Scootaloo was just playing
Don't mind,
some
I'll go ahead and
cards
roll for
just to get them out of his
Card
hands
nearest me
before
is
the
number
discard.
1.
Sure.
Which makes sense.
Looks like we're having some technical
card nearest
difficulty.
you.
I'm sorry
Okay.
about that, folks.
Number 1.
See what I can do about that.
Okay.
5, 6.
You have 6? Sure.
Oh, well, VLC just died. Let me see if I can fix that.
DLC died for you. It still works for me.
Yeah, it's just for me.
Oh. Oh yeah, I see it on the stream now. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Okay, looks like we're back. Cool.
Is your rarity cutie marked right now?
No, she is not.
Okay.
This is
for the cybernetic
that.
wing action.
Gotcha.
or I could cutie marker.
So it looks like they've
I think I
decided
like
not
that
to
one.
challenge Nightmare Moon, but they're, you know, getting as much power there as they
Same
can.
as
They
that.
probably don't want to be discarding 3 cards
Pay
a turn.
2 for night.
Yeah, and they probably he probably didn't want to be discarding that Night Glider either, so he just played that.
Octavia, real quick.
Plus the competitive is
when
going
we
to be
play
helpful.
friends,
Endgame.
Will trigger.
you can trigger, may trigger.
Well, the trigger happens regardless. Using it is the option.
Yeah. So
My VLC is still acting strange. I'm
when he was
sorry,
playing
folks.
stuff,
I'm
I'll
gonna
have
temporarily
next
take this
turn,
down
so
and
we can
see
use
what
that
I can
next
do to
turn.
fix it.
okay.
does it-
All right.
does it
We'll
show-
be back as soon as we
Yes.
possibly can.
Anytime a friend enters play,
You choose another character.